Hey y'all, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey y'all, so I'm back talking about childhood trauma. I know it took me a minute, but y'all, I promise y'all I'm so busy. But anywho, a disclaimer, I am by no means a medical professional. I have not gone to school for psychology. I have only the research that I've done, and of course my own past experiences that allows me to feel comfortable enough to speak about the issues that I am speaking about. Today we are going to discuss childhood trauma. And let me just say this, I will not be here long. It's hot outside. I'm only out here because my kids are in the house playing hide and go seek and they cannot keep quiet. So anyway, today again we're going to speak about childhood trauma. A lot of us, I believe that everyone experiences some form of childhood trauma at least once throughout their developmental years, which is the most crucial years are from ages 2 to 7. This is when you are learning how everyone operates in the world. You kind of have a little bit of understanding at this time. You're pretty much learning, and this is where your personality is also developed and your general well-being. Again, 2 to 7, if anything happens where there is like a significant death, like maybe you lose a grandparent or a parent, if you're in a car wreck, sometimes children are molested, bullied, if they have a parent that has a mental disorder that has not been treated, a parent that may be an alcoholic, or just a parent that is totally emotional or unavailable. Those are just a few things. I can't think of all of them right now, but those are childhood traumas that kids experience during this time that affects them for the rest of their life. So the way I like to put it is, say for instance, you have we'll just say cassette tape, and you've been listening to your favorite song all this time on your cassette tape player, and then one day all of a sudden this cassette tape player stops working, and you decide to try to put your cassette tape in a CD player. Well, no matter how many times you try and figure it out, that cassette tape is not going to work in the CD player. And that is what a lot of people are doing that have experienced childhood trauma. Maybe something happened to them as a kid, and their way of coping with it back then, they are using those skills to cope with life now. And no matter how much you try, it is not going to work. So let me just use an example, bullying. I was bullied as a kid quite often, pretty much I feel like every day. And I say I feel like every day because a lot of times as a kid, your perception is a lot different than what the actual truth is. So anyway, as a kid, I was bullied. So in order to try to minimize that bullying, I tried to socially fit in or try to bring at least attention to myself as possible. So as an adult, someone who's been bullied, or me, as we've gotten older, we try to avoid situations the same way we did as a kid in order to avoid being bullied even further. So that means maybe not dressing how you truly want to dress, maybe not speaking up in times that you want to speak up, because you don't want to experience those feelings you may have felt as a kid. Well, you're an adult now, and you did that in order to maneuver and be safe at that time. So now as an adult, you need to figure out how to act as an adult and be socially competent as many other adults are at this age. So pretty much your social, and this is just speaking from bullying, your social norm or your social whatever was stunted. Your social growth was stunted at this time. And so as an adult, once you come to realization, you know what, hey, I was bullied, it bothered me, and I believe, during this time as an adult, I've done what I've done to try to fly under the radar in order to avoid being in situations like that. So that's just an example. Like I said, there are many childhood traumas, and a lot of people may say, well, I had a good childhood. Well, good, that's good, but I can guarantee you, if you just sat down in a room alone and thought, and I'm talking about alone, like no phone, no TV, no internet, and just thought, I'm pretty sure there are at least one thing that you can think of that you might have experienced that you say, you know what, that had an effect on me and I did not realize it until now. I promise you, y'all. And that and I believe that God is so amazing, and I believe that he does that on purpose. Like, a lot of times stuff happened to us and we forgot, and we just been blocked in that part of our mind, and he did that in a way to where it did not consume us totally. And as you get older, as you are able to be more truthful with yourself and those around you, you have that ability to be vocal about what may have hurt you in the past. You know, if you had an absent parent, maybe your dad wasn't around, or maybe your mom wasn't around, and now you kind of, you know, you might go on like, yeah, you know, I'm cool, it's whatever, but maybe they really did have an effect on you, and it may have an effect on your current relationships. So again, I believe that everyone, I'm an advocate for therapy. I believe that therapy can teach you tools to maneuver around things that you may have, you know, had a pattern of doing, you know, and it's not getting you anywhere. Maybe you are always the center of conflict, or maybe you don't trust others. Maybe you don't have a lot of friends because you simply, you want to protect yourself from being hurt like you were in the past. You know, outside of therapy, also the Word of God. I mean, the Word of God is so beneficial, and no matter what book you read, as far as like self-help and, you know, any type of development, I can assure you, I've done the research, I've done the legwork. All of their information comes from the Bible. They reference the Bible in pretty much every self-help. Even people who are non-believers, they're going to reference the Word of God. So again, y'all, I hope that this in some way helps someone. You know, if you've experienced something, or if you feel that you haven't, maybe there's an area in your life that you feel like could be so much better, and you want to, you know, do better. Maybe you will seek your heart and maybe ask your parents, did something happen to me as a kid that makes me feel that would make me feel like I'm not, you know, worthy or whatever to others, or, you know, being able to communicate with others. You know, ask those questions. And a lot of times our parents do have those questions because, again, we may not remember them. So I hope y'all have a blessed and happy Sunday. Try to stay cool. Y'all, it's so hot. Jesus, is hot. Try to stay cool. Kiss those babies. Tell them y'all love them. Ask them, do they have any questions? Ask them, do they feel love? Is there anything that they may need from you? Please, y'all, talk to y'all kids, because they need it. They need it. They need it. They need it. If you have small children, protect them. Don't let them go to everybody's house. You know, check things out before you just send your kids away. Their mental health depends on it. And I love you, and y'all have a good day. Bye.